How would you characterise the state of Brexit negotiations?
Well, I still believe that Brexit is a historic mistake, but I have to accept the decision of the British people and the UK government. We're in the middle of the negotiations. We all knew this wouldn't be easy. We've all entered uncharted territory. The clock is ticking. We will have to conclude the negotiations on a technical level at the end of October 2018. So this gives us now 11 months, not only to settle the British withdrawal, but also the cornerstones of the future relationship. Hopefully, at the European Council in December, the heads of government will agree that sufficient progress has been made so we can start the second phase of the negotiations.
Well, you say hopefully. I mean, do you think that is going to come to pass? Do you think the British government has a coherent strategy for a start?
Well, at the last European Council, the heads of government stated that sufficient progress hadn't been made, but they also showed their readiness to prepare for a decision to be taken in December. But it now depends what the UK government will deliver. I think the speech of the Prime Minister in Florence was important in setting the tone. The Prime Minister made clear that the UK will honour all its financial obligations. What we now need is to translate this promise into a concrete and firm commitment to actually settle all the financial obligations. And if we can do this within the next weeks, and Michel Barnier and David Davis and their teams are working on this, then I'm quite positive that we can actually see this sufficient progress being achieved.
I suppose in the end it comes down to trust and clarity on both sides. Here's something that Manfred Weber, a colleague of yours, senior Conservative German MEP, said the other day. He said, there's a big question about who the EU shall call in London on Brexit. He says, who speaks for the British government? Is it Theresa May, Boris Johnson, David Davis? And he went on specifically about Boris Johnson, saying, reading Johnson's attacks against his own Prime Minister's position, he talks of quarrels, political contradictions, and he ended up by saying, please sack Johnson, because then we might get some clear answers as to who is responsible for the British position. Do you share those feelings?
You know, I would prefer not to comment on domestic British politics. We will accept the UK government as it is composed. Theresa May is the Prime Minister. She's in charge of the UK government. She has a number of ministers in her cabinet.
The point Manfred Weber's getting to is, do you honestly, I mean, you know, you're a significant figure at the European Parliament. You are watching this closely. Do you honestly believe that Theresa May is truly in charge right now?
She is the Prime Minister, and as long as she is the Prime Minister, she will be treated as a Prime Minister, and I haven't read any news that she won't be the Prime Minister. So I will accept the Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, and also David Davis, who is doing, from the British point of view, a good job negotiating this British withdrawal with Michel Barnier. Let me once again underline, we in Europe didn't ask for this divorce. It's a British decision to leave the European Union. We want to make the best out of this situation. Brexit will never be a win-win situation. Brexit won't be a win-lose or lose-win situation. Brexit will be a lose-lose situation for both sides. But let's try and make the best out of this divorce, which we didn't ask for.